Everybody, what's up? My name is Salty, and today we are going to be looking for some Black Friday deals. I am not going to drop these as affiliate links because I do want to be able to kind of highlight what some of these deals are. But even if you're watching after Black Friday deals are over, some of these deals do continue all the way through into Cyber Monday. Some of them also extend throughout the month of December. So if you're looking to pick something up for like Christmas, Hanukkah, or a birthday, or even for yourself because you get a good deal on it, it's totally fine too. We're going to be hunting through some things that I would recommend if you don't really know what to get somebody who is into gaming. So we'll cover some Nintendo Switch, we'll cover some PlayStation, we'll cover some Xbox, and we'll cover some PC stuff as well. If you're new to the channel, thank you. Please let me know a comment. And if you're looking for recommendations for other people and you have questions, let me know in the chat or in the comments of this video because I'm going to check back. I will also timestamp this video for those of you who are watching after the fact. What's up, Riches, in the chat? What's up, Cake Chicken? I will be referring to you guys in the chat. And like I said, ask your questions if you have ideas or thoughts about things. We're going to be trying just to find some good deals and be recommending some things as well. So the first thing I want to try is I want to, try going into the Black Friday deals section because sometimes they break these up into things right here, like top brands, Amazon devices, all of that kind of stuff. But I want to look here. There's usually a video game, computers and video games. It's the fourth one. There we go. Happy Thanksgiving, you guys. I hope you have a good night if you celebrate it. If not, I hope you're having a happy day. And if you didn't have turkey tonight, I'm sorry. Maybe you had a tofu turkey if you're a vegetarian or a vegan. So off the bat, though, I'm seeing a few things that I would recommend. So if we look right here at these SanDiscs, anywhere from $19.99 to $149. I know that sounds like a lot, but some of these are pretty good deals here. So right here, this 256 gig SanDisk for $34. That is really in my opinion, that's a pretty good price for this. It's less than like 50 cents a gig, and that's generally what I like to do on cards like this. But SanDisk is a name brand one. As you can see, it's about $5 off the normal price. However, this SanDisk 512 gigabyte Animal Crossing New Horizons one is actually a pretty good steal. But I think the best deal that I'm seeing is the 400 gigabyte one, which is normally $70. It's $38. And like I said before, these are probably something you're going to want to invest in if you know somebody who is into photography or videography, or if you know somebody who has a drone. But really, the Nintendo Switch, if you're looking for gamers, they use these, and you're going to run out of space pretty quickly if you just have a stock Nintendo Switch because they only come with about 32 gigs. Some of the newer, I think the new OLED model comes with double that. But you're still, you get maybe like 4 games in with some save files, and you're already off the base system memory. So if you give them something like a 400 gigabyte micro SD card, you're going to it's going to be beneficial for them, only because you're not really going to run out of space anytime soon. I would avoid maybe doing the 1 terabyte one unless you know somebody who's like really into gaming and they download every single game and they don't have any physical copies. But I don't necessarily think that at 109 that 1 terabyte is a good deal just yet. But like I said, I think the most value for your money is probably the 400 gigabyte one. That's honestly what I would put my money towards. And as you can see, if you just compare it to some of these other ones, like the 256 gig, right, you can get that. Or you could grab this 38 gig. Granted, it's not an A2, but that shouldn't be an issue. That shouldn't really be an issue for the Nintendo Switch. That's really for people who like lightning fast transfers and things like that. What's up, Gabby? How you doing? We're right in on it. This is actually a pretty good deal right here. We found a SanDisk 400 gigabyte one. I'm going to copy and paste that into chat in case anybody is looking for it. Boom, boom, boom. And chat will replay if you're watching this later. So all of the links that we find really good deals on that I think are worth putting up here, they're going to land there. What about this Lexar? Also, for these, you might be able to find some cheaper, but SanDisk, Lexar, those are really well-known and reputable brands. PNY, also an okay brand. But I wouldn't recommend, if you look at some of these and you don't recognize the company, then I would say probably stick away from them, just because you do not want memory that's going to fail you. Memory is not something to cheap out on. So, continuing on with some of the general questions up front in the gaming guide. Let's keep looking through here. Luna controller, I honestly don't know anybody who has any cloud streaming only services, so I can't make a recommendation. The only recommendation I can offer is you better make sure that you have like business class internet at like lightning fast speeds in order to get away with cloud gaming. You're not going to be able to get that on just kind of like a generic thing as well. Another good deal I'm seeing here already, we go into PlayStation, and the PlayStation Plus membership right here. It's oh wow, that's actually a pretty good price. So instead of it being $60, which was already that was actually a pretty good deal if you bought it on here. You're saving $20 on it. This is a Black Friday deal, so it probably won't be up for a while. But if you think about it, this is what does that break down to? 12 divided by 4. So it's essentially like, what is that, like $5 a month, sorry, $6 a month. Yeah, $6 a month for this. You're not going to get a better deal than that. I never see these drop lower than that. And to be honest, this is when I renew my membership for PlayStation Plus, is when I have deals like this. Because I just buy the digital code. It'll get emailed to you. What's up, Ganta? How you doing? Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks for stopping in, everyone. If you know anybody who also they don't know how to shop for their gamers, maybe recommend this stream once it's over, or text them to join you in here real quick. Ask your questions if you want. I would recommend the PS4 digital, or not PlayStation 4, the PlayStation Plus, and this will work on the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 5. It'll transfer if you have a PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation 5 and you're on the same accounts. It's going to transfer across as long as you're signed in with the same account on both devices. So I would highly recommend that, because you also get some games in this monthly. So a few things, if you're unfamiliar with what this thing is, it lets you play multiplayer games online with your friends who are not, well, they might be in the same house, but you can play local co-op. But you also get every month they have some games that are out for the month, and you can download them and play them. And you don't have to buy them. You can buy them if you don't beat the game within that month period, and they refresh them every month. And then cloud storage is the big one too. So let's say your hard drive is full and you have some small games you want to offload up into the cloud. You can totally do that too. Just don't let it expire, because you're not guaranteed to get some of those saves back if you let it lapse. Gabby, you need to find your nephew a game for the Switch. He is 8. What game do you think you should get for him? 8 years old. I would say Yoshi's. Let's look this up. Let's see if Yoshi's Crafted World is on sale. I know Nintendo games. Oh, whoops. Yoshi's Crafted World. I know Nintendo Nintendo first party games rarely ever go on sale. But I know that there were a few older ones that were going on sale this week because of Black Friday. So the digital code is 59. I'm not sure if he has it. Hey, Amber, what's up? How you doing? Happy Thanksgiving. I know you're in the UK and you guys don't do that, but I hope you're having a good day. Good night for you. All right. So the Yoshi's Crafted World, the digital code is 59. It also looks like this is the physical copy. Yeah, this is the physical copy for 58. Let me think. Let's open up real quick. Let's open up Nintendo.com, because sometimes they're gonna highlight their Black Friday deals if you buy directly through them or on the eShop. Save up to 50% on select digital games. So this is why you want to check this out, because they're not really, Nintendo doesn't do a good job at advertising that their games are going on sale. But let's see in this list right here. Hopefully it'll load. Here we go. Ooh, these are a lot of good games that are on sale there. Yoshi's a good one. Kirby All-Star Allies is also a good one for that age range. Kirby is notoriously good for younger kids. It's a little bit more like an introductory to video game. They hold your hands a little bit more. Sonic Colors for an 8-year-old would probably be a good one as well. Sonic games are generally, that's like the target age range is like 8 to 12 for those. Would probably get the most benefit from it. And but yeah, so we in terms of things that are on sale, New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, that's a good one. It's a port, so if it is part of those 50% off games, and it looks like it is, save up to 50% on select digital games plus earn 5% in gold points. All right. So unfortunately, these are all digital ones. So unless you can secretly install it on your nephew's Switch, that might be a little bit difficult for you to get away with. But you can buy a gift card for the eShop and give it to him, and then make some recommendations. Kirby and Sonic are good options. Yes. My nephew, who is 7, loves Kirby right now. Real quick, let me pull up Amazon.com. How's everyone going? Has everyone been playing Animal Crossing for Turkey Day today? So let's do Nintendo eShop and see if they have any gift cards that are marked down. Probably not. Oh yeah, they do. Look, you can save $5 off of a $50 Nintendo eShop card. That's probably as best we're probably gonna get on some of these today. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. I beat the first Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening when I was 9 years old, but I also had a game, like one of the guidebooks, but that's on sale for $39. It's a pretty fun game. That's another recommendation as well. But it is, if they do like a challenge in the game, then that's probably a good one. But the digital $50 eShop code, which is fine. Who doesn't want to save $5 if you know you're going to buy a game for yourself? Awesome too. Uh-oh, that is a big. Oh, whoops. Share. Here we go. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Oh, gosh. I have Chrome. That's what's happening here. I do not want it to open in Chrome. Not while you're using OBS. Hot tip. Chrome and OBS do not get along. All right. So $50 gift shop right there. Boom. Saving $5. Do you save it if you buy off of here? No, you don't. Okay. So the $50 one, if you're going to get a full price game, I would say go that route. Also, up here, these are not going to be on sale anytime soon, but Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, those are the gifts to get if you don't know what to get one of your Nintendo players. These ones just came out. They're remakes of the game that came out 20 years ago on the Game Boy Advance or the DS. I forget which system they came out for originally, but they did get a completely new overhaul and facelift. They're getting decent reviews, but I mean, it is a remake. It's not like a game that was built, from scratch. You're going to get the same story beats and all of that kind of stuff if you've played it before. So it's good for nostalgia, but you're not going to get every single Pokemon in the game. Those kinds of things, I think you're limited mostly to what was originally in the game with a few minor tweaks here and there. It's a pretty faithful remake here. But while I had this open, if you live with somebody and you can secretly on Christmas Eve or tonight download a game for them, or maybe for yourself, if you haven't played any of these games in the top row, I would highly recommend it. Besides Persona 5 Strikers, I cannot speak for that. But if you like Hyrule Warriors and that style of game, then you might like Persona 5 Strikers if you're a fan of the Persona series. What else do we have? Just Dance is good, except for you can find like YouTube videos where they're dance instructors who like basically do Just Dance videos, but they teach you how to do it, and then you know you go through an exercise. So that's just my little hack of getting around buying Just Dance for any system, but it is fun. I'm trying to think. Default, Bravely Default, however you want to say that. It's a pretty good RPG if you're looking for somebody who likes more classic style video games, as well as what was on here. The Messenger is also another good classic style. It's almost like Ninja Gaiden. Ori and the Will of the Wisps as well. Metroid Dread is a new one. Metroid Dread is like punishingly difficult, so maybe for some older gamers that you're trying to buy for, that would be a good one as well. Doom Eternal, I would not recommend Doom Eternal. Like, the Nintendo Switch is probably the last place I would say to play it. If somebody has like a PS5 or an Xbox Series S or a gaming PC, you're probably going to get a better experience on that than you are on the Nintendo Switch. Cyber Shadow is another good classic style game as well. And I think we'll move off because going down the list, these are some smaller games that I think are worth checking out. And so some of these, like Dead Cells, if you like a challenge, Immortals Phoenix Rising is kind of like as similar to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So if you have a young kid who likes Breath of the Wild, they'll probably like Immortals Phoenix Rising. It's more geared towards like 13 to 15-year-olds. It's definitely their target demographic. And then, you know, some of the sports games, if they like soccer, grab them FIFA. Probably not on the Switch though. I would recommend, it's probably the worst playing version of it. It definitely plays a lot better on every other console. So I would say, you know, if they have another console, grab FIFA if you see it on sale. It's always a good pickup. And I think that's it for some of these Switch deals today. Oh yeah, and if you're picking up a Nintendo Switch on Black Friday, you're probably going to be hard pressed to find an OLED Switch, which is like a newer model Switch which has a larger screen. However, I'm still using my base model Switch, and I think it's fine. An OLED screen too isn't necessarily the best thing for little kids because they're easier to break and easier to damage because you have to take care of them. You can't let the screen get burned in or anything like that, or leave it on pause for hours at a time, which, you know, little kids are prone to do. I have one myself. I know how it goes. But I wouldn't say if you're picking up a Nintendo Switch for the first time, I would recommend buying a bundle because you usually get a free game. So Mario Kart 8 is packed in with the Black Friday bundle, and they're linked to all the different sites here you can get it. So I'm not going to link to that. You just go to Nintendo.com and click on it. But they also, you know, another good pickup, they dropped the price of the Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, which is essentially, if you have a Nintendo Switch, you can grab this kit, and you can buy an extension to have Luigi. And if you have hardwood floors or tile floors, and some good internet in your house, or some good Wi-Fi, you actually use your Nintendo Switches to play Mario Kart throughout your house, and you set up a course around like your living room or your basement or whatever. I don't recommend doing it outside, but you can go check out some videos of people who have done that as well. All right. Whew, sorry, I feel like I'm talking. Link's Awakening 2, Amber. Link's Awakening is so much fun. It's one of my favorite games. The facelift, it's a remake, and so it's $39, but they gave it a nice little facelift. It almost reminds me of those old like Christmas claymation and stop motion video movies from like the 1960s and 70s. So I would say that's a fun and endearing little game. I love it, and it's so weird. It's one of the weirdest Zelda games ever, but weird in like a fun way. You think you might get him the Kirby game. That's a good call. And Richard, you're still playing Animal Crossing? Good. You gotta finish all your Turkey Day events and things like that. Doom is such a good game. I haven't played Doom Eternal, but I know I have friends who are really into it, and they're always trying to get me to play with them. I didn't get a PS5 until recently, so I didn't want to play it on Switch. So that's really why I've held out. Did everyone have a good Thanksgiving if you celebrate? I did. I am so full, my stomach still hurts because I was gluttonous today, and I ate way too much. All right, so let's go. I just want to double check some more of the gaming deals under the Black Friday stuff real quick. I know I'm kind of bouncing around all over. I'm trying to keep this contained to kind of Nintendo Switch this first like 20 minutes, and then the next 20 minutes I'm going to probably move on to some other products as well. Also, Nintendo Labo kits are pretty easy to come by at like big box stores if you're shopping out there, and those are good for like little kids who you know have a Switch but also like to do like crafts and building materials. If they're into Legos, they'll probably like that kind of stuff. You can do things like build a racing cart and then use a steering wheel and a pedal in Mario Kart, but you build it yourself and stick the Joy-Cons in there. You can build a piano that actually plays music within the software and you stick your Switch in it. You can build a robot, like all these cool, like a fishing game, all these cool little things. So definitely would recommend picking up Labo if you have a little kid, especially because they're usually always on clearance, because they're about 2 years old at this point. Oh, let's click on the gaming one. I forgot to click on gaming. It's your first Thanksgiving that you cooked the food all by yourself. Congrats, Gabby. Congrats. We made dessert last night. That's all we were responsible for this Thanksgiving. All right. Let's see what else we got. Oh, Power A wireless Switch controllers. Okay, so I did an entire video on this if you want to check out my in-depth review, and I break down like 5 different like good options for controllers. The Nintendo Switch first-party Pro controller is a pretty good controller, but it's expensive. It's around $80. So this Power A one is I have one of these, and it's a good affordable one, but you also get these cool decals. Not decals, they're actually painted on here, or screen printed on here, I think. So you have this Legend of Zelda one at the top here. They're all the same price today, and they're about not half price, about like 2/3 the price of what they normally are. You got Pikachu for Pokemon, you got Waluigi, because Waluigi is the best Mario character, hands down. And then you got a Mario one if you want some classic stuff like that. But if you have someone who's like a super Pokemon fan, it's awesome. You got number 25, 025, which is Pikachu's number on the roster out of the 1 million Pokemon there are. Oh, you got another Pikachu and a Princess Zelda one with Calamity Ganon on there. These are all good. So if you have a super fan in your house, I would recommend, and you need a second controller, or you have 2 kids and you don't like doing this thing, which is admittedly annoying when you're playing like a game like Super Smash Brothers, which is another good pickup. It's really frustrating to play the game like this because you don't have access to like the full controls. You can get away with playing it, but it's not fun. It makes playing Smash Brothers like this super not fun. Mario Kart, you can probably get away with it, but anything that's not like casual and a little bit more intense, that you're versing somebody else, so like Splatoon or something like that, you definitely want to pick up one of these. Or if you don't trust maybe you only have like $40 to spend on somebody, this is a good alternative. They also come in solid colors. I've definitely seen them in solid colors because mine is an all black one. But I really like this Waluigi one. Amber, you need Waluigi. I know. You got a deal when you bought your Switch a few years ago. You got your Switch, Mario Party, and Crash Bandicoot for $300. The deal was 2 free games. Yeah, you always got to keep your eye out on deals like that. That's a great deal. When we had one Switch originally. When I bought our second one, so my wife and I could both have our individual Switches, I got Zelda thrown in for free, which is great. So now we don't have to share the cart back and forth. We have our own cartridge for Breath of the Wild. So I would recommend the Power A, and this is a wireless controller, right? Let me just double check real quick. Okay, so it is a rechargeable one. It doesn't take batteries, and it uses USB-C, and it includes a 10-foot cable. So you can plug it in and use it wired as well, plugged into the dock of your Switch. So yeah, this is one where I would recommend. Another good one, SN30 Pro Plus. This one actually got a bit of a price drop because they came out with the SN30 Pro 2. But this one can be used. It's nicer, and let's bridge the gap into some other systems here as well. These ones right here used to be a little bit more expensive, but now they're going for like $49. And the 2 as well, which has a few more added features. But you can't really go wrong with either one. And they'll work with excuse me, they'll work with the Nintendo Switch, they'll work with a PC, they'll work with a Mac, they'll work with Android, they'll work with Steam, they'll work with the Raspberry Pi, they'll work with an Apple TV if you have, Apple Arcade on that. So it's really one controller that you'll be able to use across everything. One thing to note is that it's a symmetrical design, so if somebody is a little bit more favorable towards like PlayStation controller layouts, this mimics that, but it's clearly based off of the Super Nintendo controller, which I personally think is the best controller to play like 2D platforming games on. I thought I had it right back here behind me, but it looks like my wife was using it, so it's not here. Okay, let's move on to a few other things as well. Ooh, we got a Power A, but it looks like this is an Xbox branded one. All right, so moving on to here, again, the Power A controllers are good second controllers if you don't want to dish out for a full price Xbox style controller. I personally think the Xbox, out of like all the first party controllers, Xbox controllers are the most comfortable controllers and the most ergonomic. You have to prepare for your live stream in a few. Thanks for your advice on your nephew. You are welcome, and have a good live stream. And if we end soon, I'm gonna hop over and check you guys out. Happy streaming. All right. This is probably one of the, like the Xbox controller is probably one of the best, like in terms of comfortableness and ergonomics and things like that. Has an asymmetrical controller layout. But what's cool about the Power A controllers is that on the back of these ones, they have these programmable buttons. So let's say you, in a game that you get competitive with, you want to be able to have those little bumpers on the bottom set to make you jump, so you don't have to pick your finger up and you can continue aiming and jump at the same time. It's nice, cool little programmable thing. It's an accessibility feature also. If you have a hard time reaching across the controller because you have smaller hands like my wife. Yeah, so I would definitely recommend taking a look at this one if you're in the market for a second controller. It is a wired controller one, this one that's on sale, but it is $30, and if it's only using it for like when you have a friend over or you're playing with multiple people, I would definitely recommend taking a look at that, especially if it's just you and it's rarely that someone comes over to play. Alrighty. Now the other thing, all right, let's move over. We kind of moved over to Xbox stuff, so I want to check out a few things for Xbox as well. The big one this year, one of the big games this year is Far Cry 6. It's a very recent one, so you can do some snooping around, find out if they have that game. But it's gotten some price drops recently, so it's a pretty affordable pickup. It's rated M, so probably for someone a little bit older and can handle such a thing. And the cool thing here is it's only $35 today. The physical copy on Xbox One version. So make sure you're buying the right version. The PlayStation 4 version is $35 as well. But you you can get it for PS5 as well, or PC if you're buying for a PC gamer as well. Just one thing I'm gonna say here is I haven't verified these, but like headphones are really easy to get duped by because some of them like look like really cool gamer streaming headphones, and we'll get to some good headphones at the end. It might be silly to ask since you're in the UK, but any suggestions for your brother-in-law? He plays Xbox and PlayStation and likes games like Call of Duty, but also games like Cuphead. You're stumped. Brother-in-law plays Xbox and PlayStation and likes games like Call of Duty. So Far Cry is a good one. That's narrative based. It doesn't have too many things, but Halo Infinite, definitely. That's the one I was going to recommend next. Where is it? It's probably not going to show up in Black Friday deals, so let me just show up here. But it is definitely a recommendation, so you can get him a pre-order. There's also these things too, so if you know he likes Halo, or the person you're shopping for likes Halo, you can grab these credits, which are going to help you within the game as well. If you do like the competitive or the online stuff, or you want to make some in-game purchases and things like that, that's a cool little thing to get them started. But this is the one that like everyone's been waiting for. So I would recommend Halo Infinite. You can't really go wrong with it unless you know that they don't like Halo or those kinds of first-person shooter games. The other thing you can do is there's also some pretty cool Halo stuff coming out as well. Obviously, this $448 stuff. No, I'm joking. Where is it? They have the Steelbook editions as well. That's what I was looking for. So if you know that they really like that game, there's a good one as well. I'm trying to think. I just saw this the other day when I was at the store. There is... Oh, it's... no, not this one. Maybe it was Walmart. Let me look it up real quick. I know I saw it at Walmart. So if we go Halo Master Chief Warthog, and then we'll see if we can find it on there. I spelled Master Chief wrong. Whoops. Okay, and they sell it at GameStop, Target, so it looks like you might be able to buy it as well. But here's this as well. If we like Halo stuff, sometimes I like to get like little collectible things because you know it's kind of like nerdiness is kind of something that you kind of, it's like flashing gang signs. You kind of put something nerdy out on your desk, hoping that somebody like walks by and salutes it every now and then. Like I have Toon Link on my desk, and that's like at work, and that's like the only thing I have. And one day, one of our vendors was in there, and he's like, "Oh, I love that game. That's one of my favorite Zelda games. What's your favorite Zelda game?" It's a nice little strike up, you know, those little pieces there. But this is a cool little thing, and the sculpt is actually surprisingly good on it for something that only costs $25. So that's you know, if you know they like that as well, that's a cool thing to possibly grab. Let's go back over to here. The other thing for Deathloop was another game that got okay reviews. That's really cool. It would be perfect for him because they're just fixing up a gaming room for him and the kids. That's awesome. That's cool. I can't wait till I get a gaming room or a gaming closet. Deathloop is the other one that's out for the a lot of major, I mean not major, but PlayStation. If he happens to come across a PlayStation 5, Deathloop was another game it's okay. It's good, but if you can get it on a deal like here for the standard edition, you can see that it's going on sale for half price right now, and so is the PC version. So I would say like it's for $24. I definitely think it's worth $24. I don't necessarily think like I would have spent full price on it after having played it. But at that price, I'd say yes, it's definitely worth the money for sure. What else? Oh yeah. Let's look at some of the Black Friday deals specifically for Xbox and see if we got anything going on here. The hard thing with Xbox is there aren't a lot of games that are exclusively for the newer Xboxes, which is good and bad. But I want to see if there are any Black Friday deals on the what you name it? The Games Pass, because Games Pass is like the best deal in video game in my opinion. Xbox Games Pass. Black Friday deal, $10 off for 3 months. I would say that Games Pass is worth it for the $10 a month that it normally is. But this is the best deal in video games, and here's why I say that is because it's kind of like a streaming service, except you're not streaming games. You get access to the games, you can download them and play them. But a lot of times you get games that are like brand new if you have Games Pass. So like I remember when Sea of Thieves came out, which is an Xbox exclusive. So if you have somebody who is into Xbox, Sea of Thieves is another one. But on day and date that Sea of Thieves released, it was on Games Pass for free. And for free, I mean like as part of your subscription. And that's the case with a lot of games as well. You can get this one for the PC, so they don't even have to the cool thing, they don't even have to have an Xbox. They can have a PC, and you can buy them the PC version of it, and then they can play these games direct on their PC as long as they're subscribing to to the Games Pass with this. And so on PC, I think it's for Windows 10, I believe. Let me just check real quick. Windows 10, yeah. It doesn't have as many games on it as it does for the Xbox itself. But if you can get the Games Pass deal for something like the non-PC one. Let's see if we have a deal going on here as well. PC Pass, that's a good one as well. You still think Nintendo should release their own version of a Games Pass? You would definitely get it. I mean, yes. I mean, they do kind of have it. The Games Pass thing is cool because there's some older games on there. So, like, you don't have to buy a game if it's on your backlog because it's already in here. Yeah, it looks like the ones for Xbox itself they are not on sale. But even if it's not on sale, I still think it's worth the money because of the value that you get for it and the games that you can play on the Xbox for essentially, $10 a month for 3 months. It's $30, and they have access to like literally like a few hundred games that they could play, and it's not just crap games; they're carefully curated games. So that's definitely a good stocking stuffer to grab somebody, or if you know they have an Xbox and you're not sure if they have that. And even if you do, it's a monthly subscription, so they can just apply that as a credit, and then that's 30. They're getting a value of $30 that they would have been spending anyway, but you're only spending 20. So it's basically like you're gifting them you're buying 2 months and giving them a third one for free. All right. And then the difference between the gold, sorry, I should clarify that as well. Yeah, you'll be able to play online with other players as well. That's really the main difference. There's a few other ones, but there you go. All right, let's go some more Black Friday deals for Xbox. I want to see about some of these controllers. So Xbox Series controller. See if we can't find anything wireless to get people. Doesn't look like Xbox Course. This is the base model. This is the base model Xbox controller, $59, $54. That's about standard price. Usually the white or the black are around $60. The colored ones are a little bit more. This one's on sale. It's $10 off. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. We got another Power A. Is this a wireless? No, it's wired. So, it's even cheaper than that first one we saw. This one's only $27. And if you like purple, I love purple. The purple color is a little bit cheaper than what we saw earlier. So that would be a Black Friday deal for sure. Yeah, I would totally purchase if Nintendo had a Games Pass. Nintendo, but also Xbox also like has a lot more color options, to be honest, with even some of their base and stock stuff. Okay. There's also where is it? I'm trying to find it. There's a I think it's the Elite controller. That's why I couldn't do it. Xbox Elite controller. Boom. Okay, so that's actually a pretty good deal if you buy a renewed one for $129. The renewed one is like if you have someone who's super into competitive gaming, maybe they're a competitive online streamer or something like that. The Series 2 controller, a lot of these thumbsticks, like you can pull them out. They're interchangeable. They have the paddles on the back. You can play wired. It comes with a carrying case. I actually think I saw a deal at Walmart. So let me find that. For the Series X. For the Elite controller. Xbox Elite controller. No, it looks like it's just for the refurbished one. Okay. Maybe that deal is not still going on then. Okay. Not a big deal. It was on sale the other day for like $20 off, but we'll keep going. We'll keep going. Alrighty. Sweet. Like I said. Okay, cool. Let's move over to that Black Friday's deals again. Go back into the gaming. Sometimes they shuffle it up for you. And sometimes, like, as the weekend goes on, you'll find some more deals. So definitely bookmark stuff if you think you're interested in it, like, kind of at all. All right, let's get to... Where is it? Xbox. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That's another, like, it's more adult game, but I mean, it's already less than what it was when it first came out last year. And there's actually new DLC coming out for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or it's already out. I can't remember. I'm not quite up to date on that game. But at $24, if someone hasn't played Assassin's Creed, you definitely are gonna get your money's worth out of it if they like kind of like action adventure games and things like that. Takes place in, I think, like medieval England as it gets invaded. So yeah, I would definitely say that that's a good pickup there for certain. If you're looking to buy a PC for somebody, you're going to be hard pressed to do that. But if you know somebody who is into streaming, these Elgato products are, it says $149, but to be honest, like these Elgato HD60S Plus capture cards, that's usually what you can get them for. So I'm not sure that's a good price. I think that's just normal price. But if you know somebody who wants to start getting into streaming, this is the capture card I use. I would highly recommend it. Yeah, 1080p 60. You don't really. I mean, if they want to capture 4K, they probably know exactly what they want and have asked you for it too. But that's probably, I think, the most reliable graphics card for sure. I mean, not graphics card. Why did I say graphics card? Graphics cards are impossible to get right now because of the chip shortage and everything like that. And if you do find them, they are extremely overpriced. Even ones from like 3 generations ago, new in box, are going for like 6 times more than what they were selling for at the beginning of the year because of how short they are. So my recommendations, if you need to get a PC to game on, I would get a laptop to kind of hold you over. So like a mid-range laptop, something maybe around like the $800 range would probably be I would put it a mid-range laptop. And definitely want to make sure that it has a decent graphics card and processor, maybe like an i5 or newer. If you want to game at like 1080 or something like that, make sure it has enough RAM, about 16 gigs. So that you can do some other things on there as well. Looks like we're just getting into accessories and stuff like that. So I'll avoid accessories. I'll leave tech accessories till the end. Let's search Black Friday for Xbox and just see what else comes up. Thanks so much for the suggestions. You're going to get one of the game passes or one of those figures you showed. Thanks, Amber. Thank you. I appreciate that. Not that I'm making any money off of this, but I'm hoping people will find it and get some questions answered. All right, so we spent 20 minutes and we've gone through a few different things with Xbox. Just Dance for $24. I'd say that's okay. It'd probably be more fun on the Nintendo Switch if you can use your Joy-Cons. If you have a kid, Minecraft Dungeons is like a story mode kind of RPG version of Minecraft. It's not the regular Minecraft, so no, they don't already have it. If you just hear them talking about regular vanilla Minecraft. But for $19, I would say it's worth grabbing. That's a good deal. Red Dead Redemption 2. This was like a game of the year for a lot of like media outlets and stuff like that. And so if you slept on it and you want to grab it, or you want to get it for somebody else who's into like more mature themed games, definitely grab Red Dead Redemption 2 for $20. You will definitely get your money's worth out of that game. That game is so immersive. boop, 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 boop. Um, Portable external hard drive with 1 month of Xbox Game Pass. Okay, so I was gonna say it's $69 for 2 terabytes is a pretty decent deal, right? But you get 1 month of free Games Pass thrown in, so that's not only was this originally $90, but it's going for 70. Plus, you get an extra $10 in like Games Pass, so 1 month of it free. And so for 2 terabytes, I wouldn't say that's the best deal, but because they threw in the Games Pass and WD Black is a pretty reputable brand, I would say that this is probably, if you were gonna get someone's Games Pass and you were looking for a portable external hard drive, I would definitely say grab this guy for sure. Especially because game files are so big that if somebody has an Xbox now, they are going to get so bogged down with digital games because the SSDs that they give you, or the hard drives that they give you in like both the PlayStation 5 and in the Xbox Series, it's not enough storage. You can maybe get a couple of games on there, and then you gotta upgrade. Your youngest nephew is almost called Arthur Morgan because of Red Dead. They compromised in the end, and he has Arthur as a middle name. Amber. Oh gosh. That's why Nugget's middle name is Super Mario. Oh, no, I exited out of Amazon. I'm sorry. So those were a few deals there. In terms of new games, you're probably not going to find a good deal. But if you find Halo Infinite or a download code for anything less than $59, that's a deal. Grab it. And that is the game that's the game this year for Xbox. All right, let's move over to some where is it? Black Friday. Let's move over to some PlayStation 5. All right. Okay, so Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, the Ultimate Launch Edition on PlayStation 5, for $49 to get like an Ultimate Edition with the DLCs that come with it, and it includes the remaster of the original Spider-Man. So you're essentially getting like Miles Morales is like an extension onto a game that costs as much as the full game, but you're getting the full game. So if you didn't have a PS4 or you didn't play Marvel Spider-Man, this game, Marvel's Spider-Man and God of War are like tied for like my favorite game of last gen. And so if you have the opportunity to pick up Spider-Man because you missed it, you not only get Spider-Man, but you get the sequel, Miles Morales, and it sets you up because the third game in the series is supposed to launch in 2022. And so for $49, you're getting an upscaled version of the original and the new Miles Morales one. Definitely worth your time. How much does the launch edition go for? $29, but you probably don't. Yeah, so for $29 you can grab the edition, or the $30 you can grab the edition. But if you haven't played it, like, this is a great deal to get both games for that price for the PS5. 2 terabyte external portable hard drive. So it's a hard drive. It's not an SSD. It's officially licensed, which means that and it's a Seagate. Seagate is a reputable brand. So does WD Black, but this one's a solid state drive. It's gonna be fast. Oh yeah, 200 megabytes per second. I wouldn't spend $300 on a drive like that. I think the best deal we found so far was this PlayStation Plus 12-month membership for $40. PlayStation Plus is not as good as Games Pass in terms of a deal, but that $39 for an entire year is really good. That's still cheaper than what Nintendo. It's still cheaper and better than what Nintendo offers for their full services for online play right now. I actually have one of these Nexago PS5 controller skins. So it's kind of easy to break this when you take it off. So you do have to be gentle. But let's say someone's like, oh, I don't like how the colors and it's white and black. They come in all different colors. I have a pair of green ones that you can pop in there. It's just an aesthetic thing, and you get 2 for $13. It's not bad. just a piece of plastic. Caleb Bennett, what do you think would be better for a new Pokemon player? Pokemon Brilliant, Diamond, and Shining, or the DLC for Shield? For a new Pokemon player, I would actually recommend Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. But if they're young, so I would say maybe if they're like 8 and younger, definitely go with like the Let's Go for their series for their first one. And those are actually probably on sale. You probably get them for like $10 cheaper than what they normally would go for. But I would recommend Diamond or Pearl for a first-time player. Excuse me. The DLC for Sword and Shield gets a little bit advanced, and Sword and Shield adds some new mechanics and things like that can make it a little bit tough in the middle of the game for a newer player. I definitely think that would be the order I would recommend them in. But you probably know the person you're buying it for, so you also can understand that like maybe if they're like a teenager and they've never played Pokemon before, they could probably hop in wherever and they'll be fine. But I would say oriented, probably, if they're younger, definitely go with the Let's Go series. Let's Go Pikachu. Let's see how much that goes for right now. It's only $5 off right now. Okay. It looks like you can grab it for like $8 off if you get Let's Go Eevee, which makes sense because Pikachu is the more like that's the face of Pokemon. I don't know about the eShop. I don't have my Switch on me right now to be able to pull it up and check. Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania, if you know someone who likes Sonic, Sonic Mania is a fantastic game. And for $24, you can get the physical copy of the game, and it's the Sonic Mania. It looks like it's the Sonic Mania expansion, I think, maybe. I don't even know. I know there's DLC for it. I don't know if the DLC is included. It doesn't look like the DLC is included, but there is DLC for the game if they like it. And then you get the added bonus of Sonic Racing, which is, I think it's a port of an older game. I'm not sure. But it's 2 games for half the price of one. So essentially you're getting, each game for $12, and I'd say Sonic Mania is worth more than $12 for sure. If you're a fan of the original series, what they did with Sonic Mania is they actually hired people who made an illegal version of the original Sonic games that was more faithful to the original and improved upon it than what Sega had been putting out with those like 2.5D Sonic games. And so Sega actually hired those people who worked on it to come in and work on Sonic Mania, which is actually cool. So that it was a labor of love it was made by fans for fans of the game. PS5 plates. These are another cool thing as well. I personally don't like the red and blue. I would go for an all black theme, but if you don't like the white version of the PS5, definitely look into some of these. Sony likes to go after these people who put these up online. Likes to go after people who put these up online pretty quickly, so they get takedown notices and things like that. But it's literally just a piece of plastic that clips on. So it's kind of hard. If you get bored of it, you can switch it out. I actually might buy one of these for like $25 because I just sold my PS4 because I got a PS5 recently, and I hate. I think the PS5 looks so ugly. And I have a black entertainment console, so I kind of just want to put those black plates on there and have it disappear into the void. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's too much. I'd say that Spider-Man is pretty good deal. Neo, if you like action adventure games and Souls-like games. So Neo is like a pretty brutally difficult game, and it's intentionally designed for people who like they want a game that is going to kick their butt and that they have to learn to get better at in order to beat it. That's Neo for you, and it looks like you get that in the expansion as well. Let's see. Ooh, It Takes Two is a pretty fun multiplayer game. It's a quick playthrough, but if you have a PS4 instead of a PS5, it's $20, and I think that's worth it. Yeah, you can also play it for PC, and it's on the Xbox digital code as well. So yeah, for $24, if you have a significant other or boyfriend or a girlfriend or just a close friend, and you want to play through this game, it's like a fun story about a relationship. Every level is completely different, and you have to work together in order to beat it. It's one of those games that's like frustratingly difficult, but also forces you to work together and like learn to communicate better in order to beat the game. That's a recommendation for me for sure. What else? I want to check though. How much is God of War going for? Because I know there's always people who like miss some of these. God of War PS5. Whoops. Oh, I have it on the Black Friday filter. Sorry. All departments. So if it's not specifically marked as a Black Friday deal. PS4 version. So if you have a PS4 and you've never played God of War, highly recommend it. This was, to be honest, I think that this was a better game than Marvel's Spider-Man on the PS4 because of the story narrative in this one, and I think I connected to it because I became a dad about the same time that this game came out, and it made me think a lot introspectively, which I think is why it resonated with me. But it's also a lot of fun. So the story is amazing, and the game is a lot of fun too. So I definitely recommend checking that out. For $16, it is worth. I would repurchase if they came out with like a God of War with like DLC. I would pay full price for it. If they came out with more DLC for it and I didn't have it anymore, I'd pay full price for the game because I think it's worth it, even for a replay as well. Cool. Let's see if there's anything else here. NBA. Oh, 2K22 is half price. There you go. On PS4. Okay, so not for. Wait a second. How much is the PS5 one? Okay, $34. Still half price. But yeah, if you know people who are into NBA 2K series, they don't have that yet, grab it for half price. Ooh, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I haven't played this. This is on my backlog, but for $25, I think I'm in on that. It had great reviews, and I watched some people stream it. I would recommend that, and it's also for the Xbox Series One and for the PS4 as well. And this is the standard edition that's going for $25. So I definitely would pick that up if you know somebody who's really into Marvel, maybe teenagers like. It has like similar vibes as like the movie does, but they're all their own unique characters. Cool. So it's been about 20 minutes on each console. So some accessories and things like that. If you have somebody who like plays video games on a PC and they want a mechanical keyboard, but you don't have a lot of money to spend, I found these keyboards that are actually really good. So these they're called Velocifier keyboards, right? And what's really cool here, like they aren't the best keyboards in the world. This is actually the one that my wife has. I got for her, and this is the one I like the most, actually. Do you have some cards that you can get for Pokemon from? Do I have some code cards that you can get from for Pokemon packs? I do not have any codes for Pokemon packs. Those are a little bit difficult to find right now, Austin. Sorry about that. What are some places that are? Sometimes you can grab stuff. You have to pay a little bit more for them, but you can do. What are they? Why am I blanking on the name? Where is it? It'll come up. It's usually one of the first things. Where is it? Oh, that, or you can also get on, this is the other thing I do too. You can get on the Japanese version of Amazon. Yeah. You can get on the Japanese version of Amazon if you have a VPN, and you can download a free trial for a free VPN for a week, and then you can tell it that you're in Japan, and then go on to Amazon, not logged in, and it'll bring you to Amazon Japan. And if you open it up in something like Google Chrome that has a translator, you can translate it into English. And I've been able to get a few Pokemon packs, as well as Animal Crossing card packs that are pretty hard to get as well, shipped over from Japan by ordering it from the Japanese version of Amazon. That's just a little cool thing. But if you're looking for somebody and you want to get them it's not an amazing keyboard, but it's a good first mechanical keyboard. This is a 60 keyboard, which means it doesn't have all of the keys and like the number keys at the top double as the function keys, and you just hold like an extra function button at the bottom. But it glows up, and I've been able to sneak the one over while I've been talking from my wife's side of the desk, and it is wireless, and it's wired as well. So like she has hers set up so you can press it, and like it glows from each place you press it. I'm not sure you can quite see that. It's kind of small. But there's a bunch of cool little things you can do. And it feels, nice and clicky clacky. It's a little bit too loud for me, but it comes in different colors as well, and it has RGB, so who doesn't want that? Colored keyboards make you play better, right? And then Amber, that looks so cool. Oh, it's Sakura's, so tell her I'm just borrowing it because I turned it on to show you guys, but I usually just use my laptop when I'm typing because I'm usually bringing the computer with me places. But this is hers because she usually sits at the desk, and she wanted like a nice tactile keyboard. And for $50, it's pretty nice. You can also get the full wired version for like $37. So if you have the extra ports on your computer and you don't mind wires because you're not gonna like grab this and bring it someplace else in the house to work, this is probably a good purchase for you. Especially if you also want the the extra arrow keys, or maybe you're someone who uses the page up, page down, and the scroll lock and stuff like that. So that's a good one. Here, let me. I mentioned there's going to be a lot of crappy headsets that are like marked down for Black Friday, and they're maybe not the best things in the world because they were already kind of cheap to begin with. I really like I said, I really like to go with reputable brands, and there's a few different speaker companies that I always... Why are you autocorrecting me? Please stop. JBL EB55BT... Oh, sorry. E55BT. Okay. Alright, so this is the one I was talking about. I actually have these on my desk right now, so I'll show you guys real quick. These are a really great all-around over-the-ear headphone. And I, for $75, when these came out, these were originally like $150 headphones, but since they've been out, they've come down in price. I think that's to compete. I've had these for years, and they're amazing. I think they're tuned great. So I listen to a lot of like rock and pop punk and music like that in my spare time, and this is tuned pretty neutrally. So like if you're somebody who's into like muddy and like you just want like loud and deep bass reverberation and stuff like that, probably not for you, but it's more towards like a neutral sounding thing, so you hear it a little bit more closely to what the engineer who is mixing it intended, and the band or the artist, but you can EQ them, and you can kind of dial it in with some other settings. The cool thing about these is that they're Bluetooth, but they're also wired. I don't have the wire right now. It's packed up in my backpack. But you can plug it in, and let's say you lose your charge, but you still want to listen to music. You can plug it in, and then it works passively instead of using the active battery on it. And they fold up, and they pack up real nice. They're noise canceling when you have them turned on and powered up in Bluetooth mode. And they have a built-in speaker. A built-in microphone. Sorry, I mistook and spoke wrong. They have a built-in microphone on them, so you can take phone calls with them if they're paired to your phone or plugged into your phone. You can also plug them into your video game controllers and use them as a mic or headset. So, for example, I've dabbled around in Fortnite on a Switch, which is the only game that uses like you can actually use the mic input built into the Switch without having to use the app. And I've used this on them, and it sounds pretty clear for what they are. Definitely better than like the Apple ones that a lot of people try and get away with on Xbox. They don't sound nearly as staticky. And what else was I gonna say about these? Oh yeah, they're super comfortable because they're over the ear headphones, so they'll completely cup your ear. I'm partial to these ones. They also work with a PlayStation 5 and a PlayStation 4 because PlayStation doesn't work natively with headsets from Apple. So you can't use your AirPods Pros or your AirPods or your new AirPods 3s that just came out. You can't use those with a PS5 without getting some sort of Bluetooth adapter dongle. And I think for $75, you're getting something that you'd be able to use for gaming, as well as like throw them in your backpack if you're going walking to work, you commute to work on a train or something like that, because they are noise canceling. They lose their battery. You can plug them in with the wire, and the wire is detachable, so they're only wired headphones when you want them to be wired headphones. And they have controls on the side as well. I just think that's one, and like in terms of like sound quality for $75, there's not much better than them. So that would be my suggestion there. There's these guys right here. There's a cheaper version that are non-over the ears, but for like the extra $10, I would definitely say go with the E55BT over ear headphones. And they also come in other colors. So they come in like white, they come in teal, and they come in pink, as well as red. So I would definitely recommend checking those headphones out. Also, Apple is having a nice little price drop on some things right now. So like the AirPods Pros, right? They're like $100 off. And even here it says it's been the lowest price in 30 days. So Amazon's being pretty transparent there. It is a sponsored, kind of thing there too. AirPods second gen, they've been around $125 for a while now, but that's still good. These are my wireless headphones for like working out and going for runs and things like that. They stay in my ear. But the AirPods Pro are the price that I bought my AirPods Gen 2 for a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, something like that. But those are definitely another thing to check out too. Amazon definitely has good deals on that kind of stuff, as well as Apple Watches. So like if you get a refurbished Apple Watch Series 3, yeah, Apple Watch. Oh, the prices went back up. They were on sale like last week. The Apple Watch Series 3s got down to... yeah, they got down to like under $200. They were like $150. Let's see if we can find it cheaper on another website. Yeah. Okay. So you can go to Target. Target has them on sale for $169. So if you're in this, if you're on the search for that, the other place that I go, because I've had to buy a lot of stuff for work, is when I've had to buy a lot. Excuse me, I have the coughs. All right, sorry about that. Where is it? Apple Black Friday. It's not here. Okay. Mac of all trades is one. Back Market is the other one. Yeah, so $132 for refurbished. If you are looking for like cheaper Apple products that are refurbished or maybe they're one generation old, I buy refurbished products from backmarket.com because I've had to buy a lot of stuff for work, getting things set up, being able to control stuff and displays with iPads and things like that. Oh, it wants to use cookies. Okay, but you can definitely find up across the top here. Where is it? And it's not just limited to iPhone stuff, but it's like Samsung products as well, Gold Pros, iPhones, MacBooks themselves. So, like for example, actually, whoops. Stop. It's refreshing. It's behaving badly today, but you can definitely get deals on there. But right now, Amazon seems to have the best deals on AirPods if you're going for AirPods. Now, more PC stuff. If you're looking to get a mouse for something, the G. Oh, why did it say AirPod mouse? Gosh. Looking for the G series mice. Let's try this again. So the Logitech G series are pretty good mice. And you don't have to get something super fancy. If the person you're buying for doesn't play a lot of first-person shooters, you probably don't have to get something that's like $100. But this has like a really high pull on it, which means that like it's just refreshing a few thousand times, per second. But you can grab something a little bit in terms like for gaming. Oh my gosh, I need to clear my throat here. So for gaming, if you want a wireless mouse, but if they are playing something competitive, you definitely want something closer to this that'll have a higher pull, higher refresh rate for the sensor. You can get a wired one. So like if you look at this one right here, it's very comparable to the G502 because it's the same exact thing. However, if you don't mind having a wire, then it's like less than half the price. So I definitely suggest grabbing one of those, especially because it's like $5 off now. So it's a decent Black Friday deal. It's not the best Black Friday deal, but it's still half the price of what the unwired version is when it's on sale. So that's definitely a good pickup today. And if you were already considering the Logitech G502 wireless, it's $50 off. So that's a big steal. Or you can buy it used if you don't mind used mice. I personally don't buy used mice or keyboards because I just don't trust them. I just don't trust them, and I actually think they're kind of gross. So, yeah. So I would definitely say that that's probably a good pickup, especially because it also has macro buttons on it too. So if you know somebody who does a lot of Photoshop work or editing or video editing, these have programmable buttons on there to do shortcuts as well. It's just gonna be a premium feeling mouse. Okay. Then a few other things real quick in terms of like Nintendo Switch that I didn't go over. In case you were looking for some stuff. Nintendo Switch OLEDs. I just wanted to really quickly touch on this. The OLED models are the new ones that are hard to get right now, compared to like the base version of them. And I get a lot of questions about people asking me like, should I get an OLED Switch model? Should I get the regular Switch? Should I get a Switch Lite? Switch Lite, only get a Switch Lite if it's like your second Switch, or you never want to play it on a TV and you never want to get into streaming, because you can never hook up the Switch Lite. Even if you hook up the correct and proper cords that would work on any other Switch, you cannot get that to show up on a TV screen or a monitor of any sort. And now it is cheaper, so if you're only going to play in handheld, maybe that's good for you. I wouldn't recommend it because I think for like the $100 more, being able to pull the Joy-Con off, put them in a grip, and dock it into TV gives you a lot more flexibility. Especially because the Nintendo Switch controllers are notorious for having Joy-Con drift. So essentially dust gets underneath this thing, or they just start to fail or get ground down. and it's almost acts as if somebody is pushing a direction on here randomly or holding it down, even though nothing is being touched. And so it's all going on in the sensor inside. It thinks it's being actuated, and it's not. And so if that breaks, Nintendo will fix it. However, you have to send in your entire system with it, rather than if it just breaks, then you could just send in this one controller. And if you have an extra controller, then you like an extra Bluetooth controller, you can probably pair it with your Nintendo Switch, which is why the Switch Lite I don't recommend. And then the Switch OLED model, they look great. Like visually, they're a bit stunning because they have an OLED screen. And if you've never seen an OLED screen or don't know what an OLED screen is, an OLED screen is an organic LED screen, which means that instead of like on a normal TV or a monitor, there's like a grid of lights behind it that light up when there are things on screen. Now on an OLED, it's the individual pixels that light up. So if something's black on a TV, maybe you've noticed that it actually looks like a very dark gray and it's not quite black. Or maybe you've noticed that like in dark mode, there's like this fringing halo effect that happens around high contrast letters where it almost looks like their letters are blurry or they're vibrating or there's like a glow coming out from behind them. And that's because there physically is a glow coming out from behind them, because the entire section or square where those words show up on, all of those pixels are being illuminated together. So you can't actually get true blacks. So it's going to be a higher contrast, but it's going to be harder and more difficult to see if you're playing outside. So if you take your Switch traveling and you play outside on your Switch a lot, it will be harder to see it. And so my recommendation then is the OLED Switch is also another $50 more expensive, and it's impossible to get right now. So I think it's a lot better to just get a Nintendo Switch because I don't think, in my personal opinion, that the OLED Switch is worth the extra $50. And I also don't think that the Switch Lite is worth is worth saving the extra $100. I hope that makes sense, but you have to do what's best for your situation. So if you don't have a TV or a monitor or anything, maybe just have a laptop and it's just you in your apartment, then by all means, just get a Switch Lite and save that $100 and put it towards 2 really awesome games. If you have a little bit of extra money, I would say get the regular Switch because it's a little bit more versatile. Like I said, the Joy-Cons will break. It's just a matter of time. To be honest, every set of Joy-Cons that I have had drift. Some of them I've sent back to repair for Nintendo to get repaired. They've come back and they've gotten drift again after the part has been replaced already. And I know some people who have never experienced drift, but for me, I have 3 sets of Joy-Cons between my wife and I've experienced drift in those sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've experienced the drift in 2 sets of Joy-Con twice. They were fixed 2 times, and then I experienced it again on our most recent pair of Joy-Con that we bought. So that's why I would say definitely grab something that the Joy-Con can be replaced on. So you don't have to send your whole console in. You can just buy a cheaper controller that we found today, like one of the Power A ones, for like, $25-30, and you got yourself a nice little setup here. Also, if you're gonna buy a Nintendo Switch right now, there's so many bundles happening. If you go to Nintendo's website, they'll link out to all the different Nintendo Switch bundles that they have as well. So I'd recommend go to Nintendo.com, clicking Black Friday deals, and you can grab one that has Mario Kart in it. Sometimes they have a Fortnite version available. Fortnite is free, so don't get duped into that. I wouldn't buy the Fortnite version unless you want the special colors. Let me see. Oh, here it is. So Fortnite has like this yellow and dark purple color control scheme, but Fortnite is a free download, so don't let anyone ever trick you into paying for Fortnite. But Mario Kart 8 is definitely a fun game and worth it. I got Monster Hunter Rise. Definitely, if they like RPGs, that's more so for fans of Monster Hunter, but they're also kind of hard to get. There's also an Animal Crossing version that you might be able to come by as well. That actually looks pretty cute. It has a very cute aesthetic to it. My daughter really likes those the colors of those ones whenever we see one at the store. And another thing real quick I want to do real quick is let you guys know that I have a whole bunch of reviews, so does my wife, on this channel about a parent's perspectives on video games and things like that. We have a Peppa Pig review, my friend Peppa Pig review coming out. So if you're on the fence about getting that for your kid, don't buy it, but you can still watch the review. I don't like that game. I don't think it's good. I think it's tricking parents into spending money on their kids because it's a recognizable IP. But if you do want to check us out, we have reviews on like The Legend of Zelda, some of the best Switch games to play as a family, and then some of the best Switch games to play alongside your little kids as well. And I think one thing that I didn't look up real quick is the Lego games. If you can find the Lego games on sale, definitely pick those up to play together. If you want to play with your kids, they're definitely worth picking up. So $15 for Lego DC Supervillains, that's a great buy. $19 for The Incredibles. If you like The Incredibles, you can play through The Incredibles movies. Marvel Superheroes, $15, half price. Definitely grab some of these. They're definitely fun. I play some of these with my wife because they're fun. My daughter doesn't quite get them just yet. Lego City Undercover is also a pretty fun game. It's like an open world Lego game where you're like a cop. But yes, definitely fun. You get to like hop in cars, drive around, stop bad guys from trying to take over the city, all that kind of stuff. It's very fun, and I loved it. And if you have kids who love the Lego movies, you can actually play through the Lego video games, right? So that's another thing that I would recommend as well. And I think that's it. I did my closing spiel a little bit early, but if you don't watch this game live, I'm gonna chop it up into a bunch of different little segments and all that kind of stuff as well. But thanks everyone for sticking around. I've been talking a lot, and I'm going to give it a rest now, and I hope you guys have a very happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe on Black Friday. Have a happy holiday, whatever you celebrate. I hope it's a great day, whether it's Hanukkah, Christmas, or nothing, Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you celebrate. Hope you have a great day. And thanks for checking this out. Leave a comment if you're watching afterwards so I know you made it through to the end. Bye, everybody.